All right, Dave, well, thank you. Christmas, of course, a holiday that brings families together, but this year the Kewaunee community coming together just 4 days before the holiday to help a family struck by tragedy back on Thanksgiving. In this First Alert update, Jamal James shares their story.
For a community still left with a number of unanswered questions, raising money for the Rhea family during the holidays feels like the right thing to do.
Such tragedy for something that was so senseless. I mean, somebody driving intoxicated, why?
Barb, Dave, and their 37-year-old disabled son, Brad, were driving home from a Thanksgiving event. That's when a drunk driver collided with the family head-on. Barb and Dave were left seriously injured, and they're still recovering, but the crash took Brad's life. Now, seeing so many people come together to support the family leaves the owner of the bar feeling grateful, especially when thinking about Brad and his passion for Wisconsin sports.
He knew everything about the Packers, the Brewers, statistics and everything. He knew all that. So Brad was very, very oriented. He had a nice Facebook page he always put up and always was critiquing the game and so forth. But like I said, very knowledgeable on the Packers and the Brewers and so forth.
The goal is to hit $15,000, and then the owners will give a check to the family on Christmas Eve. Reporting in Stangleville, Jamal James, Action 2 News.